Good morning, children. So today we are going to learn about the sound. In our last video, we learned how are sound produced. So how is sound produced? Let's revise. Sound is produced when an object vibrates, creating a pressure wave. Okay. This pressure wave causes particles in the surrounding medium. So which are medium? Air, water, and solid is a medium. The human ear we learn about detect the sound waves when vibrating air. Particles vibrate small parts within the ear and sound is produced. Now today, what is how sound is heard? How sound is heard? So sound waves enter. How we have a pair of ears, so that is a sensory organ of hearing. So sound waves enter the outer ear, okay, first, and travel through a narrow passageway called the ear canal, which lead to the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates from the incoming sound wave and send these vibrations to three tiny bones in the middle ear, and we can hear the sound. Okay, so there is air around the source of sound. Because of air is a medium when we talk, so our sound that travels in a air. So as the source of sound begins to vibrate, the layer of air nearest to the sound also vibrates. Okay, waves, you know, zigzag motion. A wave of vibration of that sound spread in all direction. Okay, because the air is present everywhere. So the spreads in all direction from the source of the sound. Such a wave is called a sound wave. The sound wave reach our ears. Sound wave then reach our ears. There is a delicate diaphragm or eardrum in the cavity of ear. एक eardrum होता है अंदर. It vibrates. It starts vibrating when the sound falls on the eardrum. It starts vibrating, means eardrum starts vibrating. The sensation produced by these vibrations are passed on to the brain through the nerves. Okay, various nerves are attached to the hearing nerves are attached to the ear through the brain, nerves in the ear, and we hear the sound. So it's a process of hearing the sound. Okay, children. Then what is meant by the propagation of sound? Propagation of sound means sound is said to be propagated when sound waves spread in all direction from the source of the sound. The medium of propagation of sound, the substance around the source of sound through which sound waves spread, is called medium of propagation of sound. Okay. So once again, propagation of sound means sound is said to be propagated when sound waves spread in all directions from the source of the sound. The medium of propagation of sound means the substance around a sound, a source of sound through which sound waves spread in the medium of propagation of sound. Okay. So sound is propagated more clearly through the liquid than through air. So note out this point. Sound is propagated more clearly through a liquid than through air. So it is heard most clearly through a solid. Okay. So for that, one experiment, one activity is given in your textbook, page number 93. So you have to take two balloons. You can do this activity. Fill air in one balloon, okay, and water in other balloon. एक में आपको एयर फिल करनी है, एक में water you have to fill it. Press the balloon filled with air against your ear as shown in the picture. Okay, see that is the picture is given. So you have to press the balloon filled with air against your ear as shown in the picture, and rub a finger on a balloon and listen the sound. Okay. Then in second part, what you have to do? Repeat the same activity with the balloon filled with water. Okay. Then through which balloon do we hear a clearer sound? You have to do this activity. Karke dekho and then observe your observations. So through which balloon do we hear a clear sound? Stand at the end of a big table and make a friend stand at the other end. Ask the friend to knock lightly on the table. You will hear a faint sound. Now you press your ear to the table and ask the friend to repeat the knock. What difference do you notice? You will see the more sound. Okay. So these are the two activities that you have to do and observe your observations. So, you know, the sound travels in the form of waves through air, water, or through a solid and reaches our ear. Sound is propagated more clearly through a liquid than through air. It is heard most clearly through a solid. Okay. So you will see in solid substance, you can hear most thoroughly the sound. So transmission of sound occurs at a different speed through different mediums. Okay, 3 mediums. Transmission of sound is faster through a liquid than through a gas. Faster through a liquid means you can hear more clear sound in a water-filled balloon. Okay, so water is there, means the transmission of sound is faster through a liquid than through a gas, and faster through a solid than through a liquid. Okay, so this is the propagation of sound. Then new word vacuum means an empty space. Do you know vacuum is an empty space from where the air is partially removed as you go high up into the air above the atmosphere, you will see. So, you know, the sound needs a material medium. Sound needs a material medium for their propagation from like solid, liquid and gas to travel. Okay, because the molecules of solid, liquid and gases carry sound waves from one point to another point. Sound cannot progress through a vacuum. Okay, vacuum means an empty space from where air is partially removed. So the sound cannot progress through a vacuum because sound needs medium. Okay, medium means for their propagation like solid, liquid and gas to travel, because the molecules are helps for traveling the sound from one point to another point. But we know in a vacuum It's an empty space where the no molecules are found, because the vacuum has no molecules which can vibrate and carry the sound waves. Okay. Understood about the propagation of sound? So now the noise pollution. A loud sound is a harsh to our ear and not unbearable. Such a sounds produce noise. Okay, various the vehicle sounds, horn sounds on the road, we irritate the sound. So the sound pollution causes. Okay, so it's a hard sound. The situation shown in the some of the sounds they depict are pleasant while others are harsh. If you heard a very sweet music, okay, so what happened, अगर आप अच्छा गाना सुनते हो तो आपके कानों को वो अच्छा लगता है, मीन्स इट्स अ प्लीजेंट म्यूजिक, है ना। पर अगर आप कोई बच्चा बहुत जोर जोर से रो रहा है या फिर गाड़ी के हॉर्न की आवाज है रोड पे, दैट इज अ वेरी हार्श साउंड and that causes that irritate us, है ना, irritate होता है वैसा sound. So very loud or the continuous noise has adverse effect on the people of that locality. So their hearing may get impaired, which can even lead to deafness also. अगर ज़्यादा जोर की आवाज हमारे कानों के ऊपर पड़ती है तो इट कैन कॉज द डीफनेस ऑल्सो, हेडेक, इरिटेशन, ऑल दिस. इट कैन ऑल्सो कॉज रेस्टलेसनेस एंड मेंटल exhaustion or mental disorders also causes due to unbearable sound. Okay, one cannot work with concentration. हम लोग concentration से काम नहीं कर सकते, चिड़चिड़ होती है, इरिटेशन होता है अगर जो साउंड हार्श साउंड से. This kind of continuous noise which may have ill effect is called noise pollution. Unbearable sound when falls on our ear and it causes headache, irritation, restlessness, and may cause deafness. Okay, so that means this causes the noise pollution. Noise pollution occurs when we hear one or many sounds harmful to the ear. Okay, so sir, measures for preventing noise pollution. Noise pollution is very much, we have to control on the noise pollution. As far as possible, we should avoid blowing the horn unnecessary. किसी को आदत रहती है रोड पे की हॉर्न बजाने की आदत होती है, बट इट क्रिएट्स अ नॉइज पोल्यूशन, दूसरों के लिए वो हार्मफुल होता है. सो इफ यू हैव पॉसिबल वी शुड अवॉइड ब्लोइंग द हॉर्न, अननेसेसरी हॉर्न बजाना नहीं चाहिए, है ना. स्पेशली ऑन द सिग्नल, पता है कि सिग्नल ऑन है, रेड सिग्नल है, फिर भी लोग हॉर्न बजाते हैं एंड इट द सराउंडिंग एरिया बिकम्स पोल्यूटेड, नॉइज पोल्यूटेड. The volume of TV or radio in the house should be restricted to those watching the programs, है ना. लोगों को बहुत आदत थी कि डीजे लगाना है, जोर जोर से गाने बजाने हैं, but it harm to others, it gives harm to others. So जितना आवाज आपको सुनना है उतनी आवाज में आपका टीवी प्रोग्राम्स, रेडियो आपको सुनाई लगाना चाहिए. Then vehicles should be maintained properly to reduce the unnecessary sound they produce. जो कि साइलेंसर की व्हीकल से आवाज आती है, क्योंकि अगर हम उसको मेंटेन नहीं रखते तो so it also creates a sound pollution. So vehicles should be maintained properly to reduce the unnecessary sound they produced. Okay. Then factories, airports, railway stations and bus stands should be located in the proper distance away from the residential area, है ना, away from the residential area में लोग रहते हैं, वहाँ पे बहुत sometimes hospitals are also found in the residential area, so that gives harm to the patients. So factories, airports, that creates a lots of sound. Okay, so that railway stations also, bus stands also should be located at the proper distance. So this measures for prevention of noise pollution we should have to take. Then so birds like the robin and the woodcock can recognize the sound of an earthworm in the soil. Okay, it's a fact. And find their prey. This is because their hearing organs are very sensitive. You know, the deer's hearing organs are very sensitive. Deer ke jo hote kaan uche hote, it can hear a sound very clearly. Then some species of grasshopper produce a sound by rubbing their legs together while flying in the air. Then the flapping of the wings of the bee or the mosquito produces a humming sound. So, have you heard this sound? Humming sound? जो mosquito आता है कान पीछे गिन 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 करता है ना? So that sound, it also irritates us sometimes. Some of the sounds that we enjoy can be okay. So this is about the sound lesson. So what we have to learn in this lesson, vibrations are required for the production of sound. One thing we learn. Then medium is required for the propagation of sound. That is also important. Sound is propagated through gaseous, liquid and solid medium. Noise is disagreeable, irregular and loud. Noise pollution occurs due to continuous noise. Noise pollution has an adverse effect on our health that we learn in this lesson. Then heavy traffic and industrial areas cause a maximum noise pollution. Noise pollution is a social problem. It is necessary that everybody takes measures to prevent noise pollution. And blowing the horns of vehicles is prohibited near places like schools and hospitals. These rules should always be followed. So this is a sound. We learn in this lesson many things. So you should have to follow, I think. Okay, children. So next video we will continue with the exercise. Bye, everyone.